Hello dear students, today we can discuss on the topic of inventory management as part of our module 5, and it's actually a continuation for your production, planning and control. So we already discussed on the control strategies that is being deployed by industries to properly stick on to their plan. What is the importance of inventory and what is inventory, so that we will be discussing in this session. So the term inventory, it actually refers to any resource that a particular production plant or an organization will hold to serve its purpose. So it can be a raw material for a production plant or a production unit, where the raw material will be later transformed into a usable product. So if you compare there, you are having if you just look at that particular scenario, you can see that you will be having an incoming raw material, and later that raw material will be transformed, or you will be doing many manufacturing process or machining process in that, and you are converting that into a particular product. So there you are having a raw material, later you are having a finished product, and in between you are having a work in process raw material. So there, whatever that raw material, the different forms of your raw material or resource is actually called as a inventory. So it is defined like a physical resource that a firm hold in the stock with a intent of selling or transforming into a particular product. And your inventory system or inventory control system means it is actually a set of policies and controls that a production unit or an industry uses to what they why they require, that is, they need to determine what level of inventory, or means what level of stock they should maintain, and when they should replenish the stock, that is when they require to put a reorder, and how much volume of your resource to be ordered. So all these things related to your resource for making a product or for your distribution, for distributing a product, will be maintained by an inventory system. So that will definitely be having a policy and a control system to find out how much quantity to be ordered, how when to order, and how you need to store that particular thing. So major types of inventories we can classify, like you can have your raw materials, work in process inventory, finished goods. Then you will be having distribution in inventory, means you will be having some warehouse where you are storing all these inventories, and also you will be having in transit inventory. That means your resource started from one point to another, so that particular traveling is, or that particular time taken for traveling or reaching your godown or warehouse is actually called as in transit inventory. Then you can have the supplies inventory, where you will be having the maintenance things, repair and operating supplies for your production plant. So these are the major types of inventory. So we can go to a much deeper look, where you can see a supply chain, where supply chain means that is a chain linking your customer to your retailer. So in between your customer and retailer, you will be definitely having a distributor, wholesaler, and an industry that is doing some process. Then you will be having a wholesaler for finished goods, then a particular retailer for distribution, and that will be given back to the customer. So in each and every area, even your customer, even you as a customer, you decide when to buy a particular thing to your home. So that will be based on the cost that is occurring to you. Say if you are purchasing something in bulk quantities, you will get much discount, means you will be offered much discount by the retailers. So the same case will be a factor for maintaining or controlling your inventory quantities at various levels. So when you compare different types of organizations, the type of inventory they will process will be like this. At the bottom side you can see our manufacturing systems, where manufacturing system will definitely have the raw materials and in-process goods. Rest of all the type of organizations, they will possess either supplies or they will possess either finished goods or supplies. That will be for retail systems and wholesale distribution systems. You will be only having supplies and finished goods because they don't require any raw material or a raw resource. Only manufacturing systems will be having raw materials and in process inventories or goods. So you can position your inventory like this in a supply chain. A raw material arriving at a production unit, then that raw material will be considered as a work in process inventory. Later it will be transformed into a finished good, and that finished good will be given to the distribution channel, that is the finished goods in the field. Why you need a proper inventory control? Definitely if you don't have a proper inventory control, that will leads to understocking or overstocking. Understocking means what? Whenever you need a particular product and that is not available, and that non-availability of that product will incur much cost for you, because you will have a you will get into a lead time uh, for um, for making your demand, or to get that proper supply. So understocking, definitely that will cause bottlenecks to the production work. You will be having idle workers or machine, and definitely your customers will be unsatisfied. That will actually cost much to the brand of your particular industry. Overstocking definitely increases your overall cost for holding that particular inventory or that particular resource. You need more storage or warehouse facilities, and there is another thing also called as shelf life for the raw materials. If you are stocking a particular resource in an over quantity that you are not required, it may deteriorate with the time, because that may cause maybe your inventory loss of inventory itself. Then the chances of any theft, any say climate problems, weather problems, that may deteriorate your inventory resource. So again that will add to your overall cost. So what our goal will be for a decision control system for matching your supply with demand. That is why now we can just check on why you require inventory and why not you need why you need not have inventory. So reasons for inventory, definitely it will be related to your overstocking and understocking. Definitely you need to improve the customer service, economy in purchase and production. Any unplanned shocks you need to taken care of, like natural disasters, strikes, surge in demand, like that. You definitely go can transportation savings you can have. um, Things like that are the reasons for inventory and to maintain an independence of supply chain. Against inventory, definitely it will add some non-value cost, because you will require a storage facility. There will be some opportunity cost will be there due to the inventory deterioration and stolen, etc. Again, that will also add extra cost. So these are some of the reasons against having an inventory management system. Related to inventory, these are the major costs, like you will be having a procurement cost, because you need to have place a proper order. Shipping and handling charges will be there. There will be carrying or holding cost. This is all about your the capital cost or opportunity cost of your particular resource. Then you will be having a particular warehouse space. You need to rent out it, you need to get some lease out space. There will be some inventory management facilities over there. You need to go have so much cost for that. Also you will be having some out of stock cost, that is also related to your inventory control. um, for your inventory, it can be of two types we already discussed, like it can be like a finished good or a raw material. So definitely always a finished good will be an independent demand, where you are only dealing with finished products or parts. Dependent demand means there will be raw materials or subcomponents, like you can see over here. Red one is your independent demand and blue one is your dependent demand. The dependent demand inventory means that will be always raw material or sub assemblies or subcomponents for your further assembly to the finished product. Now coming to the objectives of inventory control, you are having you are like you need to maximize the level of customer service by avoiding any understocking. You need to promote the efficiency in production and purchasing by minimizing the cost of providing an adequate level of customer service. How we can make a balance in inventory level, that is a major thing. Here is where we are deciding on when to replenish your inventory, when to place an order or manufacture a new load, and when you need to get all the products on time, or how you can meet your demand in time. So that is majorly based on a particular mathematical model that is called as your EOQ model, or economic order quantity. We will be just discussing more into how you can optimize your inventory ordering thing. So how we will be taking the decision will be based on this particular graph. The graph is annual cost versus order quantity. You will be knowing that we discuss, like, whenever your order quantity is big, or you are having bulk orders, you will be your total cost for ordering will be very less, because your supplier or your manufacturer will provide you a better discount. So you can see three curves over here. First we can look into the blue one and the green one, where the blue is the annual ordering cost. Like, you can see that whenever you are having smaller order quantity, your cost will be more, and whenever you are having a larger quantity, your blue curve is coming downwards, that is your ordering cost will be coming down. But you can see in the green one, whenever your order quantity is very small, your annual cost for holding that particular thing or carrying that particular inventory is very low. As your order is getting bigger or larger in size, or your volume is increasing, then you definitely would have a warehouse or a storage facility that will increase your annual carrying cost. Summing up these two and your unit product based on your demand, your total annual cost will be having a different curve. It will be a summation of these two, that is carrying cost, ordering cost, and also your total cost of your product. So that particular curve, that is the orange curve, is again will be having a particular slope like that. You can see what we will be finding out is the minimum total annual cost per portion. So based on that, point where you are having minimum total stocking cost is called as your EOQ, or economic order quantity. So how we can find out is based on this procedure, where your total cost I discussed, like, it will be based on your say the total selling price of your particular, or total cost of purchase of your particular unit, then your carrying cost, and then your procurement cost. C into D is actually the unit cost. S into D by Q is your procurement cost, where S is the procurement cost per order, D is your total annual demand, Q is your ordering quantity, and the last one is I into C, Q by 2, where Q by 2 is the average quantity you are being maintaining, or you will be having average quantity. I is your carrying cost per the unit carried. C is your cost per unit. That will be ICQ by 2 will be your total carrying cost or holding cost. How you can find out the economic order quantity is you need to minimize the total cost. So what you are doing is you will be taking the derivative with respect to Q for the total cost. So in the first term there is no Q value, so that will when you are taking the derivative, that will be 0, plus SD by Q. 1 by Q is minus 1 by Q square derivative, so minus SD by Q square will be the first derivative. IC into Q by 2, your first derivative will be IC by 2. So you are setting that to that particular derivative to total cost derivative into 0 and solving for q. Your economic order quantity q star will be root of 2 ds by ic, where d is the demand, s is your procurement cost, and divided by I is your carrying cost, and c is your cost per unit. So whenever you need to find out then optimal order quantity, you can go for this particular equation, that is economic order quantity simple model, that is q star is root of 2 ds by ic. So please keep that equation and the procedure in mind. We started with this particular curve where we found out that we are trying to find out the minimum total annual stocking cost and the quantity based on that particular minimum total annual stocking cost. So based on that you are getting the economic order quantity model. So graphically you can represent like this. You will be having a curve like quantity versus time. Here quantity will be q. As the time passes by, your quantity is being consumed by throughout, and later it will comes to 0 or something like that. Then you will be placing some order in between, that will be replenished to q again. Then it is again again deteriorating, or you are consuming, and then that is the usage line and supply line. You can see vertical lines are the supply lines, that slope lines are actually your usage or consuming lines. The major Yoke model, I think we can define this one. Definitely you need to avoid your stockouts. So a particular quantity will be always taken as the safety stock, and you need to determine an order release time or your next ordering point. So based on that you can see that your economic lot size is above your safety stock. Safety stock will be always retained as a whole. Your graph is again between quantity versus period. You can see that first one, the gray region, is your safety stock, which won't be utilized in normal cases, which will be utilized only during any stock out cases. And next one is the economic load size, and you can see that once you put the you are having the economic load size, you are starting from the topmost portion. So then you will be having the usage curve or usage line, where the quantity you are having starts decreasing, and at a particular point if you are having a lead time for purchase, because definitely you need to take up the order, put up the order with your distributor need to ship that particular item to you. That will take a particular days or a particular time to deliver to you. So that is the purchase lead time that is shown over here. So on the midway point you are having the reorder point. Whenever your usage line meets that reorder point, you are putting out the order, that is order release will happen, and there will be a particular time to get that order to you. So that again your quantity in the stock is deteriorating, or it being consumed throughout. Then once your lead time is over, your new order has been arrived with you, so that will replenish your total stock. So that particular curve will goes on like that. Always keep in mind you are having the safety stock, then you are having a reordering point. Above the safety stock you are having the economic lot size being shown. Once you got the full order with you, that particular resource or that raw material or that particular product is being consumed throughout, and whenever your usage line meets up your reorder line, you will be putting out the order, that is order release will happen. And once the order release happen, your purchase lead time will be going on, and once the lead time over, you will be replenished with your second order, and that cycle will goes on. So it's actually called as a fixed size ordering system, or it's actually a queue system. Later on we will be looking into the other system, that will be the P system, that is fixed period ordering system. uh, Always keep these concepts in mind, because these are the basics in controlling your inventory. uh, I'm just having a EOK model example. where you can see that your a manufacturer is having some 1,25,000 oil seals. He actually produces 1,25,000 oil seals each year, and order metal for some 30,000 unit. Cost for placing the order, unit cost of the bushing, estimated carrying cost, everything is given to you. The question is actually to find out the economic order quantity and what percentage of increase or decrease in economic order quantity is required, so that you are already they are ordering at 30,000. Now you are trying to find out the Yoke and comparing it with that 30,000, either your order size is increasing or decreasing. So directly into the solution, please try to solve it like this one. So you find out the Q star based on your Q star equation, that is 2ds by IC. Everything is given directly to you. So based on that, your economic order quantity is only 18,258. So company normally tries to order for 30,000. So you can find out the percentage decrease in order quantity, that is around 39 or 40 percentage of decrease in order quantities. You are having a better or a reduced carrying or holding cost of inventory is possible here. So with this one, please look through the problem again and again, and if you feel any doubt, you can message me back or call me anytime. So please keep these things in mind, and later in the next session we will be going further into the control. We will be having different control strategies, ordering strategies for all the resources we are having. So thank you for now. Thank you.